Spirits are everywhere. They're often known as the landvættir or husvættir. Today I'm going to show you how I honor the landvættir. This plum tree next to this little pond I've dug, it's a place in the garden I like to leave offerings for the landvættir. If you look closely on this rock, and I use rocks as mulch, we'll cover that in future episodes, but you can see some wax from where some previous candles have burned out. I'm going to be honest, this isn't the ideal place in my opinion for ceremony, with the slope and a pond right behind me and some water features and garden areas that during the growing season I don't want to disturb. It's not the easiest spot to sit in reverence. That said, it is where Spirit has spoke to me the most in the garden, and even before I started doing some land alteration to make this a more productive area. So this is where I honor the landvættir. Normally when I do ceremony like this, I often don't speak aloud. Spirit doesn't, and at least in my experience, Spirit, the gods, your ancestors, they don't need you to verbally speak. That said, I'll say what I would be thinking out loud so you can actually see what I'm doing. Before I start any offering, I always like to sit in silence for a moment and make sure that I am in the right state of mind to start. And today I have a simple offering of some milk to offer the spirits. I have my offering bowl and some incense. I always like to start by either burning incense or maybe a smudge stick. Oftentimes if I'm doing something that will require more trance work and I actually want to be in a more communicative state with the spirits, I will burn some mugwort because that helps me enter a trance state. But I find burning smoke helps send messages up into the so-called heavens or the multiverse. So I've lit my incense to the landvættir. As the snow melts and growth begins again, I want to welcome you back. May you wake up and find joy on this land. May you help this land be fertile and provide food, fiber, fuel, and medicine for my kin and kith. For your support, for your partnership, I offer you this milk for my goats. As you can see, honoring the spirits, the landvættir, can be a relatively simple thing. I like to do it at least on a monthly basis in tune with the new moon, and give my gratitude and thanks for their blessings. However, that said, with it spring being here and the snow melting and the emergence of green life, I want to remind the landvættir that I am very thankful for their presence and their gifts. So that's why I'm here. I encourage you to get out there and honor the spirits of your land or home. When I first got on this property over a year ago, I left multiple offerings at various places around the land and sat out during a couple full moons and new moons to see and sense where Spirit was the strongest. And then based off that, I have other spots on the property where I'll leave offerings very similar to this and give thanks for the protection that the spirits offer and the guidance that they give me. Based off of proximity to the house and water, this is why I put the garden here. And before I did any major work creating the terraces and the water harvesting systems, I sat out and I spoke with the spirits and asked for their blessing. And I waited to proceed until I was told that it was okay. And had I received a no, I would be looking at establishing my garden somewhere else. But as you can see, honoring this landvættir is a very simple process. You could make it more complicated if you want, but I find that if you can do it more often with less ceremony instead of more frequently with a bigger ceremony, the spirits are more grateful for a more frequent interaction. If you want to learn more about actually communicating with the spirits of the land, I use a practice called rultal, and you can learn more about that in this video here.